ये अपना संजीवन है।
Hi friends, welcome to this series of video lectures. In this segment, we are going to understand some of the important points related to the formal letters. Dear friends, in today's internet and email driven society, the need to write a formal letter arises less often than in the past. We are living in the world of internet, the world of the communication. However, it is still occasionally necessary to present a formal letter to obtain information, to apply for an academic program or a job, or to write complaint letter, or simply to express your opinion in an effective and coherent manner. The letters still are used and important in our day-to-day life, especially from formal letters written to the authorities or professional contacts, because they generally stay on record. So let us have some more preparatory advice to enhance your writing skill. It will be very useful to throw a light over these points. The first point: be concise, be short. State the purpose of your formal letter in the first paragraph and don't veer from the subject. Try to avoid flowery language or long words. Keep the letter short and to the point. So, this will help to bring the simplicity in the letter. Vigorous writing is should be concise. A sentence should contain no unnecessary words. A paragraph, no unnecessary sentences. For the same reason, the drawing should have the no unnecessary lines or no unnecessary part. This requires not that the writer make all the sentences short, or to avoid all the details, or the treat subject only in outline, but that every word should convey the message related to the topic or related to the subject. So, right, always writers should take care that the formal letter should be concise and to the point, and it should be a directive to the topic or to the subject. It should be relevant one, and all the data that is drafted in the letter should appeal to the subject or to the topic. The next point: use the right tone. A business or formal letter should be written in a tone that is slightly more formal than your everyday language. Avoid the following slang or jargon contractions such as I am or can't, and and the vague words such as good and nice. Be polite and respectful even if you are complaining. Take a look at the formal letter examples which are okay presented in the concluding part of this video lecture, to see that how the tone is maintained. So the tone should be appropriate one, and it should be a formal one. The next point: proofread. Proofreading is so important in relation to the formal letter writing. Once you have written your formal letter, check the grammar and spelling carefully. Use the spell checking yourself as a spell checker will not catch every error. Use a dictionary or a thesaurus if necessary. Check the grammar and punctuation for correctness and make sure the sentences are complete. It is good idea to have someone else proofread your formal letter even after you have done so, as you may have overlooked errors in something that you have read over many times. If this formal letter is important enough for you to take the time to write, don't rush its completion. Errors will diminish the impact of the statement or the impression you are trying to make. So always follow the technique of proofreading before the final delivery of it. Kindly pay attention or kindly take care of the mistakes that you have made, or the try to reduce or diminish the mistakes or errors which so can be excellence can be or perfectness can be brought in the formal letter writing. So always stick to this strategy of a proofreading that is required very much. The next point, that's a presentation which hold importance in view of the examination in answering questions in the answer sheet. So presentation should be decent, and because these are formal type of letters, so that hold its own importance. While writing a formal letter, make sure you include line gaps throughout the letter. Insert a space between the each paragraph so that they do not appear crowded and messy. In addition to this, leave a blank lines after the salutation and before the complimentary close. Following these spacing rules will make your letter appear neat and well structured one. The next point, diction. Dear friends, you know very well, formal letter is one which is written in a formal and ceremonious language and follows a certain stipulated format. Such letters are written for official purposes to authorities, dignitaries, colleagues, seniors, etc., not to personal contacts or friends or family. A number of convention must be adhered to while drafting such type of a formal letters. So in this respect, diction holds very importance. Always use formal diction in the formal letter. Diction refers to the choice of words or phrases when you speak or to write. We usually use informal diction when we speak to our friends or family, but when writing a formal letter, make sure to avoid the use of a contraction such as isn't or won't, or a slang. The language you use should be grammatically correct and precise. The word limit or the length of the formal letter is that's a 120 to 150 words. So we should not cross the word limit, and we have to follow the criteria of the limitations for the words. And always we have to be just up to the this word limit, and so excessive word limit should be avoided. Though there will be variations in the formal letters, but yet we have to try to conclude these formal letters with a positive note, whether it's a complaint or whether it's an inquiry, or whether any burning issue which we are raising in the newspapers by writing to the editors. So despite these variations in the topics, in the subject and in the content, but a writer should take care to conclude with a positive note, with a appeal to the general public, and to have a positive expectation from the authorities. So this care should be taken in respect to the formal letters. The last point, that's simplicity. Since all the formal letters they are official letters, so the simple style should be maintained throughout the letter. There should not be any complex explanation or too difficult or tough words should be inserted, and the selective words and very simple, straightforward, direct, and appealing, and always as so pointed words should be used in the formal letters. So the style and the tone should be a very simple one. In a no case such a difficulty level should be raised through language, through words, or through okay other aspects of the letter. So that should be avoided, and uh, preference should be given to the simplicity in the formal letters. As I have said earlier, a formal letter must follow certain rules and conventions. Such a format or pattern helps in relaying the information in a professional way. It must be remembered that there are various such formats for a formal letters that people follow. The one explained here is one of the most commonly used for the formal communication these days, and this is okay suggested by CBSE in for the in the syllabus, or for the answering the questions. So this layout or this format is for your better understanding, and so that your skills or drafting of formal letters can be enhanced. So in a point-wise system, this layout or the pattern or the format of the formal letter is for your better understanding given here. Dear friends, after understanding some of the basics of formal letters, now or types of letters, now let's focus on some of the value points or some of the tips for formal letter writing. The first, that is identify the type of letter. This obviously is the first step of the letter writing process. You must be able to identify the type of letter you are to be writing. This will dictated by a person the letter is addressed to and information that will be conveyed through the letter. Suppose you are writing to the principal of your college to ask for leave. This would be a formal letter. But say you were writing to your old college professor catching up, so that will give a informal tone. So always, because there is a lot of variation types of formal letters, so it's a better to understand, to identify what type of the letter is asked in the question and what you are going to draft and what ideas or content you are going to insert in the letter. So that is very important one. You should identify for what purpose or which type of letter is asked for writing. The next point, make sure you take care of introductory part. Opening a letter in the correct manner is of the utmost importance. Formal letters open with a particular structure and greeting that is formal in a nature. On the other hand, informal letters can be addressed to a person name or any informal greeting as the writer wishes. But in case of formal letters, care should be taken that the opening of the letter, so the manner, correct manner should be used, and because it hold a lot of importance in the introductory, to take care of the introductory part. The next point, taking care of a closing part, because in the concluding part we have to summarize and we have to bring the key points, and that's why the concluding part, little care is required, and it should not be a wavered one, or we have to focus, we have to bring the attention of concerned authorities or concerned people to the specific or particular topic or the subject. So that should not be a wavered one, and it should be focused. And so in the concluding part, where more attention is required, and that should not be a type of intelligence in the concluding part. That's why more focus and more attention should be given to the concluding part or the ending part of the letter. The next point, establish the main intent of the letter. Once you start writing, make sure to get to the point as soon as possible. Especially in informal letters, it is important immediately to make clear the purpose of letter. So in the formal letters, we have to try to establish immediately to the main intent of the letter. So always we have to go in accordance in coordinating to the main, that's main point or the main subject or the main, that's the purpose of the letter should be focus. So in no relation, that's there's any disconnection with the soul of the letter is expected. So always we have to try to establish the to the main intent of the letter. The next point, that's be selective. So a letter is always supposed to be polite and considerate. Even if it is complaint letter, the point must be made in a careful and courteous manner. So it is necessary to use polite and a very very good expressions and civil language in all type of letters. The length of the letter, the next point, and the other important factor to be considered is the length of the letter you are writing. It should be kept in mind that a formal letter are generally to the point and precise and short. Lengthy formal letters tend to not have the desired effect on the reader. So the length of the in formal letter determined by the message in the letter and relation to the recipient. So always in respect to the length of the letters, three paragraphs should be developed, and already I have suggested the word limit, and that's why the length of the letter should be taken more care. Dear friends, after understanding some of the basic related to the formal letter writing, now it's a time to move towards the application activity with the help of some of the specimens which appeared in the board exam previously. So allow me to explain you how the answers should be developed, and what care should be taken, and how the vocabulary should be apt and selective vocabulary should be inserted in the answers. So here is a question. You are a jolly of class 12. You are interested in pursuing a course in a visual communication. You have seen an advertisement issued by the National Institute of Communication, Pune, offering courses in media and communication. Write a letter to the director seeking information about their courses, fees structure, placement opportunities, etc. This question appeared in All India level 12 board examination in 2019. Answer. Here is a sender's address in the beginning, the left side corner. D 4020 ABC Lane, XYZ City. Then date is mentioned 14th April 2000XX, and then receiver address is there with a designation, the director, National Institute of Communication, Pune, and then the subject is mentioned, seeking information about the course in visual communication. Sir, this is in response to your advertisement, the daily dated 12th April 20XX, regarding courses offered by your institute in media and communication. I have just appeared for my class 12 examination, and I'm interested in pursuing a course in visual communication. As a very little information is available about this course, I would be extremely grateful if you could send me the detailed information about it, so as to enable me to move on to the next step and try to seek admission in your reputed institute. Please forward the following details at the earliest: procedure of admission, duration of course, eligibility criteria, course fee, installment for each term, placement opportunities available after course completion, any other relevant information related to this course. I am extremely keen to join the above mentioned course and would be obliged if you mail me a prospectus for the same in the self-addressed stamp envelope enclosed herewith. Awaiting your early response. Yours sincerely, Jolly. Is given here for your better understanding. Write a letter to the manager, Furniture World Chennai, complaining about the poor quality of office furniture you recently purchased for them. Give details of the nature of complaint, date of purchase, details of an invoice, etc., and seek immediate repair or a replacement. You are Mr. S. Reddy, Principal, PS Public School, Chennai. See how the answer is elevated in response to this question. PS Public School, Chennai. This is sender's address, followed by date 7 March 2000XX. Then receivers, that's a designation and address. The manager, Furniture World, Chennai, followed by the subject briefly and with a concise. The subject is mentioned to the point. Letter of complaint against a poor quality of office furniture. So it clears the content or the topic of the letter. And then salutation. Sir, we had purchased office furniture from your showroom on 17th January. Wide invoice number FWC 2051. I'm sorry to say the most of these items sent by you are of a poor quality and very non-durable. Not even the 2 months have passed and the chairs are already creaking as the spring used in them are of inferior quality. The wood on the tables too has started chipping off at different places. Four of the seven wooden almaris are defective as their handles are loose and they are not even stable. It is a most disgusting, and a reputed shop like yours has been unable to maintain the quality of its products. I would request you to have this faulty lot replaced by a new one with the best quality at the earliest, and would appreciate if you initiated action in this matter fast. And this is a complimentary close. You are sincerely, and sender's name and his designation is mentioned. Yes, ready, principal. So in this way, this answer is responded to the question in a very fine manner, and the selective words and very simple tone is maintained here. Formal style is okay brought here. So this letter fulfills all the criteria of a very good letter. Thank you for watching this video.